Hi everyone, and welcome to the first video of ProcrastiCooking. Today we're going to be making pistachiopestolasagna, which is one of our favorite recipes, so I hope you enjoy it as well. For this recipe, we'll need 1 liter of milk. We use whole, but you could use another one that you like. 100 grams of butter, 100 grams of flour, and that's all for the bechamel. Then we're going to need 300 grams of pistachios, 450 grams of mozzarella, 100 grams of parmesan, 250 grams of pancetta, 500 grams of lasagna sheets, the lemon zest of 1 lemon, 2 to 3 basil leaves, and nutmeg, salt, and pepper to taste. The first thing we're going to make is our bechamel sauce with 3 very simple ingredients. Firstly, we're going to melt the 100 grams of butter until it becomes liquid. Once your butter is liquid, we're going to add the 100 grams of flour and we're going to mix consistently with the whisk. You'll start noticing that your mix becomes paste, and that's the moment when you're going to want to add your liter of milk. So you're going to add that slowly and you're going to continue mixing to make sure that all the ingredients are incorporated. One of the most important steps in making bechamel sauce is that you must not leave your pot unattended and that you must continue mixing. I know this is quite tedious, but this will ensure that the milk is heated up evenly and that you get the creamy texture that's so perfect for recipes. We're going to continue mixing at medium heat for around 10 to 20 minutes. And we're going to add our nutmeg, salt, and pepper to taste to the mix. We'll continue mixing until we get the texture that you can see on the screen right now. So it's very creamy, very tasty, and it's going to work for not only this recipe but many others. The next step is that we're going to fry our pancetta. So this will make sure it releases all the juices and it gets crunchy for the recipe. You can leave this out if you prefer or if you're a vegetarian, but do bear in mind that you'll have to add more salt to the recipe if you do. Next, we're going to make our pistachio paste. For this, you're going to take half of the pistachios, so around 150 grams, and you're going to add in the same blender 2 to 3 basil leaves, the lemon zest of 1 lemon, a bit of olive oil, salt to taste, and you're going to slowly incorporate water into the mix until it becomes a creamy texture. In the previous step, we made the pistachio paste. The other half of the pistachios, we're just going to blend them and keep them as pistachio powder for the next steps. In the next step, we're going to incorporate our pistachio paste to the bechamel, which we've prepared earlier, and we're going to mix this to make sure it fully incorporates into the sauce. Mix, 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 mix. We've reached the most fun stage of putting the lasagna together. So for this, we're going to have our mozzarella cut in cubes, our crunchy pancetta, blended pistachios, grated parmesan, and the bechamel sauce, which we prepared earlier. Firstly, we're going to put a layer of bechamel onto our tray. This will make sure that the lasagna sheets don't get stuck onto the tray and that they cook while they're in the oven. We then add a layer of lasagna sheets onto the tray. And we continue adding another floor of bechamel sauce on top of those lasagna sheets. We add a layer of crunchy pancetta, then mozzarella, then grated parmesan, and finally some pistachio powder. You're then going to repeat the same steps for the second layer of the lasagna. For the very last layer, you're not going to put pancetta, but just the parmesan cheese on top. Now that our lasagna is ready, we're going to bake it at 180 degrees Celsius for around 30 minutes to 1 hour, depending on which lasagna sheets you used. After that, your lasagna is ready and you could let it sit for a few minutes so it gets a bit cooled down. I couldn't personally wait, so I had it straight away and it's delicious, trust me. So I hope you enjoyed the recipe as much as I do. Thanks so much for watching the first video of ProcrastiCooking. I really hope you enjoyed the lasagna, and we'll come back with more recipes to follow. Please let us know any feedback or comments below, and do keep us posted on any ideas you have.